Rasul sir, so during shoots you usually shoot outdoors, and as part of your job you have to capture the ambient sound. But is it technically very challenging, especially in India where it's too chaotic, right? So how do you actually try and gather the sound?
To say it is technically chaotic, it is difficult, all that is, I done Slumdog. I won an Oscar for Slumdog in live sound mixing,
Right.
you know.
Yes.
So we done it, and it was all shot in Bombay. Nothing
Yes.
was under control. Films like Gajni, you know, with Rahman on the streets of Bombay, we have done it. Black. I mean, if you take 98% of films that I have done are all live sound.
Yes.
We're doing Kabul now with Hrithik Roshan. That is live sound. So every film, you know, it's only in the south that I have not done live sound.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a small film with Rohini, actress Rohini, her directorial, which is live sound, which is shot in Calcutta and Chennai and all that.
Okay.
So it is actually, you know, a creative call. You know, more than the production call, it's more of a creative call that I want the performance of the actors to be intact and to be original, and whatever it takes to get that, we will do it. You know, then everything else will follow.
Right. So, Rasul sir, can you tell our viewers the difference between sound designing, sound editing, and sound mixing? Because everybody doesn't really understand each of it.
So when you say sound design, I would say, you know the work of a cameraman. You know, he gives a visual language to the film. So likewise, a sound designer gives an oral texture to the film. You know, in a film there are various kinds of sounds comes in. You know, the spoken dialogues, which is the performance of actors. There are, you know, ambient sound depending upon where the film is set in. It could be a science fiction film, it could be a period film, it could be a today's film. You know, it could be a film based on sports, it could be a film based on, you know, like Fast and Furious, cars and things like that. So we set up the film in an environment, you know, or in a film there could be, you know, a lot of time element that we deal with, day and night, you know, seasons, rainy season or you know, summer, or, you know, so we have a set of sounds that we would create to notify this.
Yes.
Then you have background music, which is the emotional quotient of the film. Then you have songs. So all these different kinds of sounds have to come together and give an audience one emotional experience. You know, it has to, audience see it as just one sound. But imagine there's all these different elements that I spoke about comes in multi-layered, you know, multitude of channels and multitude of tracks. They all put together and create one oral texture.
Right.
You know, that's what a sound mixer does. You know, when we do the final mix of the film, we look at the film, what is the narrative graph of the film, and as per the narrative graph of the film, we deal with the loudness graph of the film. You know, so that it doesn't hurt the audience ears.
Right.
It creates an emotional experience to them. In sound editing, like a picture editor, what he does, he edits the picture together so that the storytelling is moves forward. Likewise, a sound editor will put all different kinds of sounds, you know, put it together and enhance the storytelling. You know, like for example, if I tell you, like a car, you know, car door. For example, if you have to establish a car, you know, what is the brand of the car? Is it Ambassador, Fiat, Honda, you know, anything? Is it an old car? Is it a rattling car? Is it a 15-year-old car? Or is it a new age car? It doesn't make any sound. Or suppose we're working in a science fiction film, like a period which is say 100 years from now. How would a car would sound 100 years from now? You know, we have to make it from the existing sound of a car to make it sound, you know, of another era. Or imagine we are working on a period film, you know, where 100 years before X-ways, you know, things have happened. So today's traffic and today's sounds cannot be cropped up into the film. So these are all one person who has conceived this whole sound design, sitting with X number of editors and making them, you know, edit to various kinds of sound and get a vision of that sound designer forward. So it's a hugely vast area, you know, which is not very well explored in Indian cinema. You know, now of course after last half a decade, a lot of awareness has come into. The thing is, a lot of youngsters come to study.
Right.
You know, a lot of education institutions have come forward after my Oscars, and a lot of study going into it, a lot of youngsters coming into it. You know, when youngsters comes, a lot of awareness, lot competition comes in, you know. So I would say Bollywood at the moment is very, very competitive in terms of using this craft.
Right.
And I hope I explained.
Yes, I also got to know a little more. So this cinematographers and editors, when we often say that their work is very good, they don't really accept it because they want their work to be invisible. But that's not the case with sound. Sound is very crucial for a film, right? So what is the parameter to judge the sound, in whether it's good or bad in a film?
I would say if somebody say that, you know, I heard that sound in that film, which means it's a problem, you know.
Right.
I don't want to be heard.